What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode of Moonshot Monday. Got a really special show for you guys today. Put out a video yesterday, the Nakamoto Roadster, submitted by Alex here, Hyperchange subscriber, cryptocurrency expert, enthusiast, has this whole pitch, an idea about where Tesla should make a limited edition batch of 21 Roadsters, sell it in an uncapped 7-day auction to raise a ton of money from the crypto community. You compare Da Vinci's painting that just sold for $450 million. That is what inspired you to think of this kind of limited edition, think of the Roadster as art, as capturing a moment in time of kind of the state of electric vehicles. So I'm a Tesla shareholder. I watched it. I thought it was awesome, creative idea. Like, I think the idea of a limited edition Roadster has so much potential. But my biggest concern is that Tesla already has a limited edition strategy, and this is what they do with every vehicle, where they sell a founder series, which is a little bit more expensive. There's only 1,000 of them. So how do you see this fitting into Tesla's current strategy?
So you're definitely right when you bring up that there is sort of an issue with this theory when it comes to the founder series. There's a number of routes that Tesla could use if they wanted to actually create this auction. The first thing that I would do is I would ask the founders, and I'd be very upfront with them and say, the purpose of Tesla is not to be a sports car company. This has never been the end goal of this organization. Our goal is to rapidly change the mode of transportation in the world and to move us towards electric vehicles. Tesla is facing enormous monetary pressures right now, trying to scale up the Gigafactory, trying to scale up Model 3 production. Elon Musk has talked about this. That's the concept of the S-curve. And my goal with this auction is to give Elon Musk the freedom, the financial freedom, to not have to dilute shareholders. So going back to the original point, that is the first thing I would say to the Tesla founders. And I would say, this is the background. And then I'd go up to them and then I'd say, look, so we're going to be doing this auction, and it's going to be completely anonymous, and we're going to have a huge event in which we, dispense these things, reveal it. It's going to be invitation only. All members of the Founders Series are going to have an invitation to this event, and there's going to be racing, there's going to be test drives. And then if they're still not convinced, I would give any Tesla share, any Founder Series owners the ability to claim a refund. But I think that if they hit all those bullet points, any reasonable founder, I think, will be convinced by it.
And when you say founder, you mean someone with the reserving the Founder Series?
Exactly, yeah.
I love the idea of this from a kind of like creative standpoint, because you're releasing 21 limited edition cars, and I'm hesitant as a Tesla investor and shareholder because I just think they can't alienate those Founder Series customers. I think Tesla shouldn't do this before the Founder Series. I think they should release the Founder Series Roadster, start selling it, and then in 2021, the year after they're selling the Founder Series, perfectly synonymous with this whole 21 theme, they launched the 21 limited edition Nakamoto Roadsters through this epic auction, raise a ton of money, and I think this opens the door towards every year Tesla should do sort of a limited edition thing. And I think, I used to be a huge sneakerhead and into Nike, and collecting Jordans, collecting Nike SBs, watching the value go up, reselling them on eBay, and it kind of, I have an appreciation for sneakers as kind of art. Cars have always been in that category as well, and I think Tesla is such an iconic brand. They're doing so much in history that like the idea of having limited edition Roadsters and limited edition Teslas has huge potential. So kind of like on the more bullish case, let's say they do this, like, why is this such a big deal for the crypto community as well as Tesla? Like, how is it going to help showcase what cryptocurrencies can do better than traditional auctions and that kind of thing?
So if you look actually at the breakdown of my portfolio, I definitely am much more of an investor in crypto than I am in Tesla. So that I'm entirely open to the fact that might be biasing my selection here. But I completely believe that this might be one of the greatest advertising opportunities ever for a few cryptocurrency holders, specifically Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum. I think that there's a real sentiment in these communities that Bitcoin has been capturing the majority of new money entering the space because of its incumbency and because of the fact that it was the first. If you follow what's going on with Bitcoin Cash, for example, they're making the claim that they are the original sort of cryptocurrency, that they are the inheritors of the original Bitcoin project. And I think, and they have divergent views, BTC and BCH, Bitcoin Cash, they have divergent views about scaling. I think, one of the things that we haven't chatted about yet is just how prime the high-value auction market is to being disrupted by cryptocurrency.
Mention the fees.
I mean,
point out in the video, phenomenal.
11% The painting was purchased for $400 million. $450 million was given to Christie's. That's $50 million in fees. Okay, that when people ask you what can cryptocurrency be used for, this is exactly what it can be used for. So right now we basically got this debate raging in the Bitcoin community about Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, how do we use it? How do we get merchants on board? This is a fantastic use case, and I would really like to see what the markets choose in terms of their valuation of the bids in a head-to-head competition between Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum.
So to clear it up for you guys, like we're proposing that, or Alex is proposing that it's an open auction where you can either submit Ethereum or Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin, and then depending on the dollar value at the end of the auction, the highest 21 bidders get their cars. Yep. So it's a very interesting dynamic power play of you're incentivizing the crypto big heavy hitters to say, I can outspend you, I can outspend you. And we were even talking about this. We were thinking that there's 3 different designs for the cars, one for Bitcoin, one for Ether, one for Bitcoin Cash. Each one has its own version of the logo and kind of like customized. And you would only have 21. So let's say the highest bidder is Bitcoin. We have the Bitcoin 1. The second place was bid in Ethereum. So the number 2 is going to have be the Ethereum version. Like just tons of cool, exciting stuff. And the real exciting part here is you're kind of pitching this as like, this can accelerate Tesla's mission to get the world off of fossil fuels by raising additional capital. We have diverging views. Obviously, you think they should do this before the Founders Series. Yes. I think they should do it after to not mess with that kind of marketing strategy they've already committed to. But either way, I think the idea of opening this up to like, okay, let's say in 2021, they do this cryptocurrency auction with 21 cars. In 2022, they do a project to promote, reforestation or something. And like 30% of the proceeds of this go towards buying land to reforest it. That is also part of Tesla's mission. I think there's so much opportunity, and what you said about the advertising and the free marketing is huge. Like I can just imagine so many headlines of like, new highest bidder in Tesla Ethereum option is up to 15 million for the number 1 car. It's up to 23 million. Now some guy with Bitcoin Cash came in at 28 million. Like this is just an unbelievable amount of free press and hype for Tesla. And that is why you see all these sneaker companies do limited edition sneakers, because it's not about the sales that those sneakers generate, but it's about the hype and the advertising. But beyond this actually would generate significant cash for Tesla, because if you think about the amount of money that's in the crypto space, 21 cars, I could see he's going for 5, 10, 15, 20 million a pop. You're talking about another $100 million capital raise. And if we can make this happen on an annual basis, and beyond that, this is such a showcase of the Tesla brand, of why being a sustainable brand and being a mission-driven company can be so powerful. And I don't think they've unlocked the full potential of their brand as a mission-driven company. And this is a way to do it.
Exactly. I think that you made a fantastic point when you're saying that there's a lot of money to unlock here. So I think that there's this general sentiment on Wall Street nowadays where you stick with the conventional. You do exactly what you've been doing. Right now, you look at the cryptocurrency community, all they talk about are Lambos. That's like the trope. You basically have the cryptosphere right now, at the time of this recording, has about $130 billion in liquidity. Or no, 130.
I think it's like double that. The market cap of Bitcoin alone is about 140 billion.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking I want to say 250 billion is the entire market cap of all crypto.
Over 200 billion.
Over 200 billion.
Okay. The advantage to being the first car company to actually salute that and to acknowledge their existence, I think is enormous. I mean, the crypto community, there's also an element too. I think that Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, in a way, has blood on its hands. If you look at the amount of energy required to generate a Bitcoin, it's something like 20,000 barrels of oil to generate 1 Bitcoin in terms of energy expenditure. All right, that is a huge problem in my opinion, and I think that the Bitcoin community actually kind of owes it to the rest of the world to be putting some money towards cleaner climate change solutions to offset that, and potentially forming a partnership with Tesla. So there is that sort of philanthropic element to this auction that I think bears being mentioned.
And that's also Unbelievable point. And that makes me so hyped is like, okay, so now, Tesla's this renewable energy company. They're selling batteries. How can they team up better? How can we incentivize this auction where like a part of the proceeds go towards making Bitcoin miners renewable or something like that? Like there's so much potential there now that I think about it, because the backbone of all these cryptocurrencies in reality is energy, because that's what's powering the computers that are verifying the networks. And so even on a deeper level, it seems like there's a massive opportunity for Tesla to get involved in the crypto space, and this can kind of be their foot in the door. I don't know, do you have any ideas off the top of your head of like how we can incentivize miners to reduce their emissions by switching to renewables via something like this auction?
I think that really the best approach in this case is to just rely on the markets to incentivize lower cost, greener solutions. So there's a high capital expenditure required to make solar panels affordable, for example. So the reason why I propose this is I think that the best approach for the Bitcoin community and for all of these crypto communities is just simply pay Tesla to make these factories, to create more batteries, to create more solar panels, and that they will offset by extension what is currently happening in the crypto sphere. I don't think that this idea of paying for, like, let's say planting trees directly, in the short term is going to work, is going to be that attractive to investors. But investing in factories that are able to produce solar panels, which can then be placed all over the world and can potentially power these mining operations, is something that I sort of see as a possibility.
And they kind of get the flywheel turning of then Tesla has more money to invest, more economies of scale, cheaper battery costs, it's more competitive to price renewables relative to all other forms of electricity, which makes it more likely that renewables are powering these cryptocurrency mines.
Exactly. Because currently, most of these mines, I mean, there's a number of people that are trying to do them in places like Austria, Iceland, power them by renewables, but the vast majority of these are coming from China. We have no idea if it's being powered by coal, hydroelectric, etc. It is requiring a lot of energy. It is a lot. I think that during the DevCon, one of the people mentioned that that Bitcoin consumes as much energy as the entire country of Cyprus in a given day. And that's
only growing.
And that's only going to be growing. That's only going to be growing. So this is a fantastic opportunity for them to form a partnership with a company that can really offset the climate impact that growth will have.
Beyond that, there's so much wealth in crypto, like you said. There's so many, like being the first mover to allow this crypto wealth to tap into this public, flex your muscles, a public auction, I think is a huge first mover advantage. There's hundreds of billions of wealth that needs to be spent, that needs to be unlocked, that is waiting to be spent on something like this. A lot of these guys are young. A flashy sports car could not be more up their alley. They love to be against the grain. They're all rebellious. Like Tesla is so up like in this mold that I just think it's a perfect synergy. And even beyond that, if I had $10 million in crypto, let's say I have $50 million in crypto assets, I'm bidding the hell out of this thing because I think this is an incredible investment. It's art. The Da Vinci painting that sold for $450 million is just paint on a canvas done by a famous guy that waited a really long time. Like Elon Musk is that kind of icon in human history. If we wait long enough, if Tesla succeeds on its goals, that $10 million Roadster, Nakamoto Roadster you bought is going to be worth hundreds of millions. It'll make whatever the Da Vinci sold for, $450 million, look like chump change in 30 years. These will be selling for billions a pop. So I just think it's like, it's not just like you're buying a car. It's not just like you're buying Tesla, but actually it's a strategic investment because of the fact it's limited, because of the fact we're starting to look at this as art, not a car. It's actually a strategic investment for these people who are bidding. And I think that is even more of a fascinating component where it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of the values increasing because it's going to go up. And I don't know. I just think that's an epic way to look at it. So
fantastic point.
This is an unbelievable idea. It's super outside the box. Do I think this will actually happen? Probably not. But I think the concept of Tesla doing limited edition Roadsters on a semi kind of consistent, whether it's annual, whether it's once every 5 years or 10 years basis, and through an uncapped blockchain option is such a sexy and exciting way to raise money, to use new tech, that I love the creativity. So thank you so much for the idea.
Thanks.
So any final thoughts that we should be thinking about?
Yeah, this pitch that I posted a couple days ago was definitely directed towards large holders in different crypto communities. A lot of the imagery that was being used might be somewhat confusing to people that aren't in the crypto space, but really the important part of that video that I posted was this idea that if you are in the know in the crypto world, and if you're really paying attention to what you're seeing right now, you'll notice that this is a fantastic advertising opportunity, really just an opportunity for every party involved and a chance to have a ton of fun. So overall, I think that this is, it's a crazy idea. Completely acknowledge that, but I think that there's a small chance that this can actually become a reality, and I think that this will really, really change the world. It'll be a definition, it'll be a defining point in which we show that auction houses can be completely disrupted. We show that high-end car markets can be completely disrupted via cryptocurrency and via Tesla. And that to me is worth a lot. And I think that Elon Musk, you look back at his history, you look back at his connection with PayPal, this is a guy that is not afraid to do unconventional financial transactions. He's going to be totally into this. So I can see this happening, and I can see this really pushing the needle on Tesla's assets.
Right. And I mean, the future that we want to live in is definitely one where there's uncapped blockchain options for limited edition Tesla Roadsters. Let's be honest. That's just exciting as hell. Like, we get to watch this on real time in Tesla's website to see, like, maybe you're an anonymous bidder, maybe you're not. I think fun. I think that's what you mentioned. Like I think this could move the needle for Tesla, but it's also just fun and exciting. And I think that's epic. So that's all for Moonshot Monday. We would love to know what you guys think. All your ideas. Could Tesla pull this off? Is there another way to do limited edition Roadsters? Let us know in the comments. Alex, thank you so much. Unbelievable idea. If anybody wants to step up like Alex and produce a video, I will publish it on Hyperchange if it's good enough and we can talk about it. So do that if you want. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. All right. See you guys next time. Peace.